A massive storm is brewing, and it's unlike anything we've seen this December. A rare December heat wave, powerful winter storms, heavy flooding rain, and severe weather with tornado potential, all from one system, all hitting simultaneously across different parts of the country. And this is just the beginning of a dramatic weather pattern shift that will last through Christmas. At the 4-minute 55-second mark, I'll reveal exactly where blizzard conditions will develop even without heavy snowfall. And at 3 minutes 30 seconds, you'll discover why wind gusts could reach 75 miles per hour across the northern plains Thursday morning. But first, look at what's unfolding right now over the Pacific Ocean. The jet stream is screaming across the Pacific Northwest at extraordinary speeds. It's ripping moisture out of the Pacific Ocean and slamming it into Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. Rivers are reaching record levels. Not near record, at record. The highest water levels ever measured at some gauges. This atmospheric river event won't stop. It continues through Christmas, wave after wave of heavy rain at lower elevations, wave after wave of heavy mountain snow. Flooding concerns are growing by the hour. Low-lying areas face evacuation potential. This is a dangerous, prolonged event. But Wednesday and Thursday, some of that Pacific moisture moves inland. It crosses the Rockies, and it creates our next large storm system, a storm that will impact millions from the Midwest to the East Coast. Late Wednesday night, an intense low-pressure system develops. Pressure drops to 981 millibars. That's a strong storm for any season. In December, it's exceptional. The system tracks across the northern plains, bringing multiple threats. Threat number 1, heavy snow. North Dakota, Montana, Wisconsin, Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Minnesota, all in the crosshairs. Not just snow, blizzard conditions. High winds will pick up existing snow on the ground and create whiteouts, even in areas that don't receive heavy new accumulation. Threat number 2, severe weather. Thursday afternoon and evening, warm, moist air from the Gulf collides with the cold front. Severe thunderstorms erupt across the Ohio Valley. Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee face the highest risk. Damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour are likely. Isolated tornadoes can't be ruled out. Threat number 3, rapid temperature swings. Areas in the teens and 20 seconds Wednesday will surge into the 50 seconds and 60 seconds Thursday, then crash back to freezing Friday. Your body can't adjust that fast. Roads can't adjust that fast. Infrastructure can't adjust that fast. Threat number 4, extreme winds. Wind gusts will reach 70 to 75 miles per hour across the Dakotas Thursday morning. That's near hurricane force. Anything not tied down becomes airborne. Power lines snap, trees fall. Travel becomes impossible. Thursday is the critical day. Everything happens Thursday. The snow, the severe weather, the extreme winds, the temperature spike, all occurring simultaneously across different regions. It's a multifaceted, high-impact weather event. Let me walk you through the timeline hour by hour. Tuesday afternoon and evening, heavy rain ramps up across western Washington, including Seattle, southwestern Oregon, and northern California also see intense rainfall. This isn't typical Pacific Northwest drizzle. This is atmospheric river intensity. Rainfall rates could exceed 1 inch per hour in the heaviest bands. Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, rain and snow continue in the Pacific Northwest. Energy from this system begins moving over the Rockies. Low pressure starts developing on the eastern slopes. Wednesday morning, the low pressure system intensifies rapidly, 981 millibars, strong and getting stronger. It tracks into the northern plains, setting up Thursday's multiple threats. Wednesday night, snow begins spreading across the extreme northern United States. North Dakota, Montana, northern Wisconsin, northern Minnesota see the first flakes. Winds start increasing. Thursday morning, 6 a.m. Central Time, peak wind gusts hit the Dakotas, 70 to 75 miles per hour in the strongest locations. Ground blizzard conditions develop. Visibility drops to 0. Interstate highways close. Emergency services issue no travel advisories. Thursday morning, 9 a.m. Central Time, snow spreads farther south on the backside of the low-pressure system. Blizzard conditions expand. Even areas with existing snow on the ground experience whiteouts from wind-driven snow. Iowa could see near blizzard conditions if snow remains on the ground when the system passes. Thursday afternoon, noon to 6 p.m. Central Time, severe weather window opens across the Ohio Valley. Thunderstorms develop ahead of the cold front. Strong wind shear supports organized storms. Damaging winds become the primary threat. Isolated tornadoes are possible, though instability remains marginal. Thursday afternoon, temperatures spike across the Midwest and Ohio Valley. Areas that were in the 20 seconds Wednesday morning hit the 50 seconds and 60 seconds Thursday afternoon. Snow that survived recent cold snaps melts rapidly. Water runs off into storm drains and rivers. Thursday evening, snow continues across the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, extending into southern Canada. The Pacific Northwest gets slammed again by another intense atmospheric river wave. Heavy rain and mountain snow ramp up. Friday morning, the large storm impacts the Northeast. Heavy rain continues. Cold front passage brings temperature drop. Areas in the 50 seconds Thursday crash to the 30 seconds Friday. Black ice develops on roads overnight Thursday into Friday morning as temperatures cross freezing. Friday afternoon, more light snow develops across the northern plains. Nothing like a winter storm, just scattered snow showers. The main event is over. Saturday and Sunday, very quiet weather east of the Rockies. Perfect timing before Christmas travel begins. The West Coast continues getting hammered by atmospheric river after atmospheric river. No relief in sight. Now let's talk about the severe weather threat in more detail, because December tornadoes catch people off guard. Thursday afternoon into evening, the setup comes together. Warm air surges north from the Gulf of Mexico. Temperatures climb into the 60 seconds across parts of the Ohio Valley. Dew points rise into the 50 seconds. That's significant moisture for December. The cold front approaches from the west. Behind it sits Arctic air. The temperature gradient sharpens. Contrast increases. And contrast creates energy. Aloft, the jet stream provides wind shear. Winds at different altitudes blow at different speeds and different directions. That's wind shear. It allows thunderstorms to organize and rotate. Rotating thunderstorms produce the most severe weather. Instability won't be extremely high. We're not looking at spring-like Cape values. But in December, you don't need much. Modest instability plus strong wind shear equals severe thunderstorms. The primary threat is damaging winds. Straight-line winds of 50 to 60 miles per hour in the strongest storms, strong enough to snap tree limbs, strong enough to down power lines, strong enough to damage roofs and overturn vehicles. The tornado threat is low-end but not zero. We won't have enough deep moisture for a significant tornado outbreak. But one or two brief spin-up tornadoes are possible, especially in Kentucky and Tennessee, where better moisture exists. If you're in Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, or Tennessee, Thursday afternoon and evening require your attention. Have multiple ways to receive weather warnings: NOAA weather radio, smartphone weather apps, local TV coverage. When warnings are issued, take them seriously, even though it's December. The psychology of December severe weather is dangerous. People don't expect tornadoes in winter. Tornado drills happen in spring. Emergency plans focus on winter storms, not severe weather. And that's when casualties occur. Don't let the calendar lull you into complacency. Severe weather doesn't care what month it is. If the atmospheric conditions are right, severe storms develop. Period. Now let's discuss the blizzard threat, because this could affect millions. Blizzard conditions don't require heavy snowfall. You need three things: sustained winds of 35 miles per hour or greater, considerable falling or blowing snow, and visibility reduced to less than 1/4 mile. Duration: 3 hours or longer. Thursday morning and afternoon, all three criteria will be met across portions of the northern plains and upper Midwest. Winds will easily exceed 35 miles per hour. In fact, they'll exceed 50 miles per hour in many areas and 70 miles per hour in the strongest locations. Considerable blowing snow? Absolutely. Areas have existing snow on the ground from previous systems. High winds will pick up that snow and hurl it horizontally. Fresh snowfall adds to the blowing snow. The combination creates complete whiteouts. Visibility? Near zero in the worst areas. You won't see 50 feet in front of you. Driving becomes impossible and deadly. Every year, people die trying to drive in ground blizzards. They think they can make it. They can't. North Dakota faces the highest risk. Fargo and Grand Forks could see extreme conditions Thursday morning through afternoon. Travel should be avoided entirely during this window. Northern Minnesota also faces significant impacts. International Falls, Bemidji, Duluth all could experience blizzard or near-blizzard conditions. Stock up on supplies Wednesday. Thursday, stay home. The Upper Peninsula of Michigan and northern Wisconsin round out the highest risk areas. Marquette, Houghton, Rhinelander all face dangerous travel conditions Thursday. But here's the concerning part. Areas farther south could also see near blizzard conditions if enough snow remains on the ground. Southwest Minnesota, eastern Nebraska, western Iowa. If you have 3 or 4 inches of snow on the ground when this system passes, winds could create localized whiteout conditions even without additional snowfall. Check road conditions before any travel Thursday. Check multiple times. Conditions can deteriorate rapidly. What's safe at 8 a.m. could be deadly by 10 a.m. Plan accordingly. In terms of new snowfall, the GFS model shows impressive totals, some areas over a foot. But I think reality will be more modest. 3 to 7 inches for most areas in the snow zone. A swath of around 12 inches is possible but not certain. The low-pressure system track is difficult to predict precisely. A 50-mile shift north or south changes everything. Northern Minnesota and North Dakota should prepare for the higher end of possibilities. Better to over-prepare than be caught off guard. Now, let's turn our attention back to the Pacific Northwest, because the situation there is escalating. 3 to 7 inches of rain across much of western Oregon, Washington, and Northern California, just in the next 48 hours. That's preliminary. If we extend the forecast through December 22nd, the totals become absurd. Higher elevations could see 6 to 12 inches of rainfall. That's not snow, that's rain. On already saturated ground, on soil that can't absorb another drop. Where does that water go? Into rivers, into streams, into basements and living rooms. Lower elevations like Seattle, 3 to 7 inches through December 22nd. Add that to what's already fallen. You're looking at monthly rainfall totals in just 10 days. Rivers that normally run at 5 feet are running at 15 feet. And they're going higher. Flood warnings are in effect. Some will be upgraded to flash flood warnings. Evacuation orders are likely. If you live near any river in Washington, Oregon, or Northern California, you need an evacuation plan ready now, not tomorrow, now. Know your route out. Have important documents in waterproof containers. Keep your gas tank full. Have supplies ready to grab and go. When water starts rising, it rises fast. You won't have time to prepare. You'll only have time to leave. The Sierra Nevada presents a different problem. Very low snow accumulation so far this winter, much below average. This was predicted in seasonal forecasts. And it's not changing. The storm track favors the Pacific Northwest. The Sierra stays relatively dry. Not good news for California water supply or ski resorts. But there's another threat nobody's discussing. Severe weather in the Pacific Northwest. Today, Monday, there's an isolated risk of damaging winds in Washington, Oregon, and Northern California. Atmospheric river systems can produce severe weather. Strong winds aloft sometimes mix down to the surface. Trees fall, power lines snap. Thursday and Friday, when the next atmospheric river wave arrives, I expect similar risks. Monitor warnings. Secure outdoor items. Prepare for power outages. Have flashlights, batteries, non-perishable food. You might lose power for 12 to 24 hours or longer. At the 20-minute mark, let's preview what happens around Christmas. The forecast 9 days out carries significant uncertainty. But based on current data, Christmas looks relatively quiet east of the Rockies. No major storms, no significant travel disruptions, temperatures above average for most areas. That's good news for holiday travel. The West Coast is a different story. Atmospheric rivers continue, rain and snow persist. Christmas Day could see active weather in Washington, Oregon, and California. Travel in these areas might face delays or cancellations. Could things change between now and Christmas? Absolutely. 9 days is at the edge of reliable forecasting. Check updates daily as Christmas approaches. What looks quiet today could develop into something significant by next week. But right now, the pattern suggests a relatively calm Christmas for most of the country. Knock on wood. Conditions can always shift. After Christmas, the jet stream becomes very zonal. That means west to east flow without big north-south waves. Generally, zonal flow means quieter weather for the eastern two-thirds of the country. But any moisture that makes it over the Rockies could cause problems for the northern tier right before New Year's. That's something to monitor. We'll have a better sense by this weekend what the post-Christmas pattern looks like. Now, let's talk about what you need to do to prepare. If you're in the Pacific Northwest, this is a multi-day, high-impact event. Stock up on food, water, medications, batteries, flashlights. Assume power outages. Assume road closures. Assume disruptions lasting several days. If you're near a river, have evacuation plans ready. If you're in the Northern Plains or Upper Midwest, Wednesday is your prep day. Stock up on everything you need. Thursday, you're likely not going anywhere. Have enough supplies for 48 hours minimum. Charge all devices. Fill gas tanks. Secure outdoor items. If you're in the Ohio Valley, prepare for severe weather Thursday afternoon and evening. Have multiple ways to receive warnings. Know your shelter location. Don't dismiss warnings just because it's December. Take them as seriously as you would in spring. If you're in the Midwest and Ohio Valley, prepare for dramatic temperature swings. What requires heating Wednesday requires cooling. Thursday requires heating again Friday. Have layers ready, protect sensitive plants, be ready for rapid transitions. If you're traveling this week, Wednesday and Thursday are problematic across large areas. Flights will delay and cancel, roads will close. What should take 6 hours could take 12 or become impossible. Build in flexibility or postpone travel if possible. For everyone, check forecasts multiple times daily. This is a complex, multifaceted weather event. Conditions evolve rapidly. What's predicted Monday might change by Tuesday. Use the latest information, not outdated forecasts from days ago. As we close this forecast, here are the key takeaways. A large, powerful storm system impacts the United States Wednesday through Friday. Multiple threats exist. Blizzard conditions in the north, severe weather in the Ohio Valley, extreme winds on the plains, rapid temperature swings across the Midwest, and ongoing flooding in the Pacific Northwest. Thursday is the peak impact day. Everything happens Thursday, plan accordingly. Avoid travel if possible, stay informed, stay prepared, stay safe. The Pacific Northwest faces a prolonged crisis extending through at least December 22nd. This isn't a one-day event. This is a multi-week pattern of atmospheric rivers. Flooding concerns will persist. Prepare for the long haul. Christmas looks relatively quiet for most areas based on current data, but continue monitoring forecasts as the holiday approaches. 9 days allows time for patterns to shift. This is a significant weather week, one of the most impactful December weeks in recent years. Multiple threats across multiple regions. High winds, heavy snow, severe weather, flooding rain, temperature extremes, all from one storm system and its aftermath. Stay weather aware, check forecasts frequently, adjust plans as needed, help neighbors who might need assistance, and remember that weather systems always move on. What's intense Thursday is gone by Saturday. The next comprehensive update comes Wednesday evening with final details on Thursday's multi-threat event. Until then, stay informed and stay safe.